Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming to the first episode of my new podcast. Today I have a guest, Hadley Catherine Turner. Say hi, Hadley.
Hi.
This is Hadley. She's my sister.
Mm-hmm.
Hadley, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name's already been said. I'm 22 years old. I'm still a student and essentially what else about me? Um I like to listen to podcasts a lot. I just listen on my way home. And sometimes I struggle with anxiety. Like,
And
I feel like that's just to lead us into conversation.
and you're getting your degree.
I'm
And
getting my degree, which is causing anxiety. Okay,
and the degree is
we need to start this. I said,
actually
I have anxiety.
well, no, actually, I was listening to Whitney Cummings today, and she said she wants her podcast to be more like Wendy Williams, where she's like sipping tea, and she's like, "Is this the same bag from yesterday?" You know,
What do you mean?
like when you make a podcast, maybe it's a good idea to make it like just leave in the bloopers and almost even kind of have people asking like, "Oh, are they even like? Do they even know they're like being recorded right now?"
That's funny because I literally thought by now the recording had been ended, but we're still going. Okay, I like that. I like it's authentic.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because so the reason why this podcast is starting is because Hadley's my sister, and right now I'm working in California, which is giving me some new anxiety, which I guess
It's
Hadley,
the anxiety.
but you're like Zen next to me. So I guess Hadley, you were like kind of right about like that really does help us segue
Yeah, for
into
sure.
the conversation. I guess my part of the intro, anxiety, Jet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yes, and so this would normally be happening anyways, and I thought, what a great idea to focus on something I've always wanted to do. Let's make a podcast. Hadley and I are both on the entertainer side of things, and this is a
Sorry, that's just like the biggest thing. Not just do you have like pointers when you get from like your class and like, okay, don't try not to say as much. Don't just say like at the end of the presentation, people like, and yeah. Okay, keep going, keep going. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and yeah. So that's what this is. But, and then let me give you a little intro myself because I have not done that yet. I'm Jet. I am an environmental scientist. I make YouTube videos. I'm just going to read off my like freaking Instagram bio. I'm like a pioneer of the hashtag Freed Britney movement, gay man, lover of the outdoors, and human. Um, Yep, I think that's about it. Don't you think that's about it, Happy, for who I am?
That was really good. I just have one question about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't want to stick a lawsuit or anything. You said pioneer of the Free Britney movement.
Yeah.
Okay. No, you've been there since the beginning, but like, does that mean
Oh,
you
hey.
start?
Hmm?
Is that like I thought you might say like pioneer of like Free Britney Denver, but you just didn't. I didn't hear that word get added in.
No, yeah, no. I mean, I'm just part of like a pioneer of the whole movement. I didn't
Okay,
say founder. I didn't say founder.
okay. I just will have to look at the definition of pioneer because maybe I'm just yeah.
Pioneer. That'll be one of our first little tasks for this podcast.
I just don't want to see you get sued. You know.
Yeah, okay. I think Kevin Wu from Free Britney LA is gonna sue me. Definition. Definition of pioneer. A person who is among the first to explore or settle a new country or area. Develop or be the first to use or apply a new method, area of knowledge, or activity.
Okay, so you were probably in the first 1,000.
Or two, or what the fuck ever. Who knows? I mean, honestly, there were like a lot of people into it. Just, I was one of the first people to fly out to LA, and do it in person.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I was definitely one of the first few hundreds of people to
Take
go.
it to the streets.
What? Take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets.
Take it to the streets. LA, Denver. That's it. Okay, is that good?
That was good. What are we moving on to?
Okay. So today we are going to talk about advice that people gave me today on my Instagram story.
I'm excited to hear.
Our wellness activities of the week and why we want to podcast. So let's start off with advice that people gave me on Instagram. Yes, that was like mid burp. Okay. The Instagram post says,
How about you just read it?
I've been sad since I left Denver. Advice? I say I focus on what I love. What do people have to say?
How many people responded?
All my really good friends. And I feel like my friend Nikki, who gave the first piece of advice, really hit the nail on the head. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people commented. It wasn't like all advice, but it was really sweet thing. So I'll just read it off.
Okay.
My friend Nikki, who you know, Hadley,
Yes.
she said, absence makes the heart grow fonder. The time away will make you appreciate it more. So sweet. I love her. I messaged her right away. Carly said, well, let's just say, like, what do we think about that one?
Yeah, I was like, are we just gonna really move past it?
Right.
I think that is true. Maybe, made me think of CSU. I go to CSU. And honestly, I got really sad when I ever went to CSU. Like, I didn't like the vibe of it. I think it was just the place I was in my life. And then the pandemic hit. I feel like I worked through a lot of stuff, and I came back and I literally was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. I love this place. It's so cute. I noticed all these little things I never noticed before. I'm like, what? I know you love Denver though, so it's a little different, but I just feel like maybe you'll go back with like a new mind frame.
Right. And I mean, something I kind of think while I'm here is, let's be honest, I'd probably be freaking out in some form in Denver right now. But it's nice that I get to go back and experience all of the best parts of it, because I really look out for those moments and try to invite a bunch of friends out, go to all my favorite places, cherish every moment that I'm there. So I think there is definitely some truth to that. And I think it's really like also sweet that she says that, because it's kind of like, well, maybe you'll be a little fonder of me, Nikki. Like, you'll be like, where's Jet? Where you at?
Well, hey, like, you're that friend though who comes home for the weekend, and now everyone can be like, oh my gosh, Jet.
Yes.
You can get more attention.
I know. It's really sweet. It's really sweet.
That doesn't solve anything. It's just kind of a different way to look at it.
It's a different way to look at it. It really is. Yeah. That's the whole point. That's why I asked this question for this advice. Carly said, there's always a feeling of nostalgia after a fun week with friends, especially when you don't know the next time you're going to see them. Not really advice, but keep your head up, Jet. Smiley face with rosy cheeks.
And I will say Carly is the best person to say this, because I know that she went from having like a super close tight knit at college to moving to Denver, where she's already making so many friends, but like she just did this quick switch where she had all her close friends living like next door, and now she's thousands of miles away.
Right.
So I'm sure she like at time has a lot of nostalgia, but it's like I just think that's cool. Like she's speaking from experience. She knows what she's talking about.
Definitely, definitely. And we really did have the best time this week because I got to see you, Carly, Anna stayed with me the whole week. Right before that, it was seeing old friends from high school in Rockford, Illinois. So it was really just a nonstop socializing event, nonstop seeing everybody I love. So it definitely was like a huge hit when I just pulled up and didn't have that in California.
Mm-hmm.
So she knows that very well because I had the best time with her and you this past week. My friend Olivia said, so remember the advice was like, I'm sad, like, what should I do? Olivia said, good music and food. Bam, bam.
Honestly, yeah.
And like, definitely that's like what I do, you know? I mean, I come home and I start like I always like to reframe my mindset. So if I do get negative, a tool I use is to just switch the attention. And so I just play Give Me More Britney Spears and think to myself, what's the next step? What am I going to do? And that's why I thought this podcast would be a really cool idea because it's something to focus on that I've always wanted to do. So, do you agree with that? Like, does that sound?
I like that.
And what do you think of Olivia's advice? Like, maybe like a little more in depth review of Olivia's advice, please.
No, I love it.
Like the girl, like really put herself out there. Like,
I feel like food and dance are great because anyone can do them. Well, I just felt bad saying that because I just thought it's not funny. I don't know why I laughed. It was an uncomfortable laugh because I was like, wait, not everybody has access to food actually. So not everyone can just do that. But I would say probably majority of people who watch this and have the link link to this, like do have access to food and music. And I feel like they're easy and nice ways to like bring you joy. And they can bring up nice memories and make you kind of feel homey and cozy. I love a good dessert. A good dessert when I'm in bed watching a movie can change a lot for me.
mm-hmm. Yep, bring that frown upside down.
Give me a Snickers. Look, I got this for tonight. Had to go to the store and get it.
Satisfies. Remember when the girl passed out in Bring It On All or Nothing and they brought her a Snickers? And like Hayden Panettiere was like,
Did they finally let her eat food?
they finally let her like have a Snickers when she passed out.
Wow. Because she was the one running on the track and she was like so skinny, but in that world, not skinny.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were like, they made her keep running until what? She stopped thinking about donuts or something. She's like, I want a donut. And they're like, not until you stop thinking about it. Maybe I'm thinking. Anyway, yeah.
I love that movie.
Me too.
Do you know any of the cheers from the movies?
Like, my name is, yeah, I like to shake it. Yeah. And when I shake it, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to remember because with our neighbors,
And I'm still big red.
with our neighbors, with our neighbors, we did it where we would make our own. So it's really hard for me to remember the
Remember
actual
yours?
ones because we would all make up our own.
Do you remember yours?
No. Like I think it changed. Like my name is Hadley.
And when I shake it, you better bring it on. Shabuya, shabuya, roll call. Okay, and then there's Brr, it's cold in here.
Here.
There must be some toros in the atmosphere.
I read a never mind. We'll dissect that movie though another time. The one with Gabrielle Union. I read something she wrote about that movie.
The first one.
Really, really impactful, like what she was trying to do for her character in that movie, because I think she was one of the only women on her cheerleading team that maybe, I forget what, no, so compared to the white girl team, they all had first names, they all had last names. None of her team full of black girls, no one ever had a last name. It was very obvious, and she was trying to like fight in the movie, like when it was being made, to really fight for her character and to like give her like a last name to represent, like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we can talk about that for another time, but I just thought that was important to add. Love you, Gabrielle Union. You're
Yeah, I
incredible.
love her. I really only like heard about I just remember her story about how she's a survivor of sexual assault and
Hmm.
like how she overcame that. So that's like one of the only things that I really know about her. But it just sounds like she's like a cool person.
Yeah, she's got a great book. I heard about it. Maybe I'll read it next.
Yeah, I want to definitely want to try that. I love a good celebrity book. They just
A good book.
go by so quick.
All right, on to the next.
Look at us giving recommendations already. Let's start a book club next.
Oh, wait, no.
Okay. What are our wellness activities of the week? Okay, I'll start.
Wait, really quickly, I just want to say I'm feeling a little hurt. That's why I've stopped. I'm like in shock because you didn't read through every single one, which is fine. But
Of the advice?
I did send in one and we never got to it.
I forgot. I totally spaced
I
out.
never
Cool.
even heard mine said.
X Cake Boy Art X, who I've been flirting with a little bit. He seems very nice. He had a dream with me the other night. He messaged me. He told me.
Okay, yeah.
He told me dance, which just so happens to be what I was doing in his dream. So just to kind of fulfill some fantasies here.
Okay, he is definitely. I'm gonna shut my mouth. Okay.
So yeah, I think that already worked. I already do. I definitely right now feel a little better. That's for sure.
Oh, he said dance.
So thanks, X Cake Boy Art. Just kidding, Hallie. What were you gonna say about it? What do you think about his advice to dance?
He just said to dance. I think you got
That was it.
dance.
Dance.
Okay, I was just trying to clarify. Yeah, I think that's a great one. Dancing can really like boost you up. I mean, also, I just want to clarify to people out there who may be like really, really depressed, like, and you can't get yourself in a bed. It's also okay if you can't dance. Maybe your little thing is like a little wiggle in your bed. Like, give yourself a little wiggle, like small steps everywhere. The people who get really depressed and it's like they can't even get out of bed.
Yes.
And so when you are finally able to possibly get out of bed, dancing is great. If you can't, wiggle or do some other type of self-care in your bed. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly. Even a toe. Wiggle a toe.
You can like twerk your butt without getting out of bed. Clench your butt cheeks.
Kind of like this.
But you'll be no.
Oh, you're right. Like this.
Yeah, smile and just fake it for 2 seconds of your whole day.
Love it. Okay. I forgot the freaking rest of the advice again. I forgot your advice. How about this piece of advice from Hadley? Talk to your sister. Boom. Trust me, that out of a lot of the advice is the one that I take the most, and I call you the most. I call you all the time. It's how I stay sane.
Virtual high five. Yay.
I love it. Okay, I love you. Okay. Quick. Chloe Zhang, who remember met her, she was with barbecue too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes, I love her so much. She said, all caps, we will be here, Whiteheart. So That's really
That was
sweet.
adorable.
Hmm?
That was adorable. She's essentially saying like, yeah, like we miss you, but when you're here, we'll see you, babe.
Exactly. And like when I move back, all my friends are gonna be there. Which
Yeah.
honestly, like I was really feeling it today. And I almost was like, I wish I could just message my friends and just say, hey, like I'm not gonna be like in town for a while. And like I was just wondering if like you could sign this document saying that like you'll still be my friend when I come back. So that's really sweet. Thoughts?
No, I have thoughts about what you just said. You're saying you would make a document to hand to your friend saying, I'm not going to be around for a while, but when I come back, I want you to still be my friend.
Was it Sheree from the Real Housewives that did that? Who was it from Atlanta?
Honestly, I don't know.
I think it was Sheree. Friendship contract, Sheree.
Where was she going?
Housewives. She was like trying to make this friendship contract. Yes, it was no, it was Cynthia. Watch Nene and
I
Cynthia.
remember Cynthia, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So a little something like that. But I wasn't actually gonna do it. I was just like, I thought of it in my head because I was just when you miss your friends, you really miss your friends and you go to extreme measures in your head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
I'm gonna readjust real quick.
huh?
I'm just readjusting
Okay.
my yeah, keep going.
Okay. Tiffany said, we miss you. I miss you, Tiffany. I love you. And honestly, like one of the hardest parts about not being in Denver is just like missing out on the ski season, you know? And I really cherish that with Tiffany.
I know that's no, that's your, I'm not laughing at you. It was almost like if you just talked in a certain way a little bit right that moment. It's like seriously, like the ski season, like. But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Let me have my super cool skier moment.
Yeah.
Okay. That was really great advice. Thank you so much, everybody. On to our wellness activity of the week. Hallie, what have you been doing this week or last week because it's the beginning of this week to stay well?
Oh my gosh, something new in my life is that okay, I used to have a really hard time watching movies because I just am really easily sidetracked. I want to play a game on my phone. Like I'm just whatever. So like last night, Megan and I laid in her bed and we watched a really cute movie together. So I feel like staying well is like spending time with a good friend, being cozy. And then the second one, I've really been enjoying. I've been drinking tea every night before I go to bed, and it's become kind of a ritual. And just the feeling of like the nice warm tea going in my mouth honestly brings me a lot of like brings me a lot of peace, a lot of calmness. It's like this thought about the little things in life, how they really make a huge deal.
Right.
How about you, Jet? What are things that are making you feel well this week?
Well, for me, it's also the small things. And what made me think of um, what you just said made me think of this scene with B from the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, where it's the scene when she tries on the pants and she starts the camera and she like makes the video and she's like
I'm about to
some,
cry. Like, why bring up that scene?
sometimes it's like just it's the small things and you just got to string them together, and it's really just the small things in life. And I really think that's so true. So I think that's really um, a beautiful observation of you from you to see that it's just the small things and they really create this large, beautiful picture. Yeah.
So, what are your small things? You never said what they were. You just said the small.
Well, I was just appreciating what you said. So
Oh,
yeah.
well,
So
thank you for appreciating that.
you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. My things this week are my journal. Every morning I write down my intention and what I'm grateful for at night. I've been focusing on getting a lot of sleep as much as I can. Obviously, part of my downfall this week was I came to California very hungover from a fun week in Denver. So it wasn't always perfect, but when I've had the chance, I've always gotten at least 8 hours and I've really only messed up a few nights. Um, and one last thing is just taking my walks, making sure I'm getting out. And just man, it just loosens up things. You're kind of just like not looking at you're not looking at your phone. I'm getting out and about. I'm
That's
not
good.
just I just I'm not stuck in my hotel. Like thinking about people who don't go on walks every day and like just sit in the room, it just sounds like even worse than what I'm going through. You
I'm,
know?
I'm a walker too. I went on my daily walk today.
Yeah.
It's like I have to get air. And I will say when it gets really cold, I love walking when it's really cold. I bundle the fuck up
Yeah.
and it's like all that cold air. But you're like bundled up and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know." I'm just saying if you're out there like you can go out when it's cold too if you really bundled up.
Right. Did you know that we're Nordic?
Like you and me.
Yeah, like which is like the islands. Like I'm not really sure all the islands it is or places, but it's like Norway, Iceland, like all the really cold places on dad's side. So, and I was thinking about it today because it was cold in South Lake Tahoe where I was. And the cold was making my eyes water up. And I don't have 20/20 vision. Well, when my eyes get cold, they water up, and that water makes my vision clear. So I literally have like almost 20/20 vision when it's cold and my eyes are watering up.
Oh
So it
my
made me think like maybe that's like an evolutionary thing because we're Nordic. It's like we're from that really cold area. So like being in the cold is almost good for my eyes or something because I can like see clearly. So I was just saying maybe that's your like Nordic genes that's just like, let's go out in the cold.
oh my
Get a
god.
sweater.
I can see that. I definitely now that it gets dark earlier, I think of the people who live in those countries where it like there's 1 hour of sunlight a day. And when I think of them, it's not like that annoyance of like be grateful because they only get 1 hour. It's like all of a sudden I think of them like being all cozy and then I can really feel the coziness when it's dark.
Wait, so you're like you want to live there?
Like I'm like, oh, like it's dark and they have a fire and like they're out. I don't know. I think it looks really I watch like YouTube videos of people who live out there.
That's so funny. I think that's like our people. I don't know. I'm probably mistaken.
People.
But like, like up in the north, like upwards freezing.
Yeah.
I really think so. And maybe that's why my feet are so big. So like holding like the ice, like I just wouldn't fall through the cracks.
Okay. Okay. I was trying to talk with a Minnesota accent.
Okay. Okay, now. All right. And last topic, why do we want a podcast?
Well, I actually took some time to think about this today because, funny enough, everybody, my brother messaged me about 2 hours ago that we were going to do this podcast. But I woke up this morning and I want to do a podcast forever. And I wrote down all these things about doing a podcast, downloaded an app. It's just kind of weird. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Um, but the reason I was thinking about why I want a podcast is because well, I love talking about stuff. It's my favorite thing. Like when I went over this week and hung out with Carly, like we honestly just sat and talked the whole time about all these different things. And then also, I think a podcast, like I want to be somebody who really is confident in what they say and believe. Not that you can't be wrong or this or that, but I feel like I always am like, I'm gonna wake up one day and just kind of be that person. And I feel like a podcast is a good way to exercise that muscle and like actually become confident. Does that make
There
sense?
you go. You're actualizing that reality.
Mm,
I love it.
yeah. Ew, don't give me those eyes. Jet, why do you want to make a podcast?
Because it's going to help me on my path to fame. It's going to help my creative career. It forces me to be creative. I've always wanted to do a podcast. And Sophia with an F was talking about this the other day, how she was remembering Virgil. Who's the guy from Rockford? Is that his
Yeah,
name? Virgil? What's his
Virgil
last name?
Abloh.
What?
Virgil Abloh. I can't believe you would bring him up on this podcast and not know his fucking name.
Virgil Abloh? Did I say that correctly?
He passed away. Did you know that?
Yes, Hadley. That's
Well, I
Virgil, and then it's Ablo, like Ablo in Spanish.
Abloh.
Ablo. Wow, I love that. Um, she was talking about how she wasn't a huge fan. Like she wasn't the number one fan, but a quote she remembered seeing before he passed was, if I never would have gone to Illustrator, made my designs, printed them, and then given them to friends, nothing would have ever happened. So that is something that inspired her in her podcasting career. And that's something that also inspires me in my podcasting career, because if I never do it, it's never going to happen. So for me, it's really just the pursuit of being creative, and everything after that is icing on the cake. So does that does that sum up everything you think about like you wanting to do a podcast? Because like you're also gonna do your own podcast, right?
Yes.
Right? Come on, confidence. Come on.
I know. It's kind of something I'm just like, you say it, you got to do it. So I'm like, yes. I noticed sitting here talking to you is easier than when earlier I was trying to start my intro from my own. It's a little bit easier when you have someone to bounce off of. Because besides, I was just sitting there and I have more time to like doubt what I'm saying when we're talking. But yes, I think I also want to do a podcast because I do feel like, can I just bring up one thing on my podcast I would love to talk about? Like, when I went to college, like so much of my life, you hear like college are gonna be the best 4 years of your life. That's not okay. That is too much freaking pressure to put on people because I got to college, I was dealing and going through some emotions that were very heavy. And it was not the best. I mean, now I really like college, but it's like this, just like life, like it just flows. So I feel like also podcast is a way to like normalize things or say things. Like I just know those people who have said things that have given me the relief on the other end to be like, oh my gosh, I'm not alone. Like, oh my gosh. Like you also feel that way. And
Right.
so I would love to also be that person who says, like, yeah, like you can go to college and not have the best 4 years of your life. And that doesn't mean that you're not like amazing.
Right.
Why'd you say that? All right.
Something that made me think of is we're trying to find our community.
Yes, yes. Wow, you had a moment, you're like, I said that. Okay, can I add one other thing that's so random right now?
Yeah, of course.
I would just want to say to you, but I would want to say to anybody else. I don't really keep up with like the Bachelor, Bachelorette anymore. It just kind of, I'm not super into anymore. What?
Go.
Okay, but if you did watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, in the past, you might have known like Colton Underwood. Did you know who
The
that
guy
is?
came out as gay.
He came out as gay, and like he had also done some things in the past because of to his ex-girlfriend, like he really did like do her dirty and do some really inappropriate things. And it was because like he wasn't ready to deal with the fact like he felt like him ending the relationship with her would be the ending of like he would be forced to come out because he's like she was the only woman he could see like marrying. Anyway, I would just like to say that I think everyone should watch it. That show made me cry so much. Just like it brings out so many topics about like being gay, but also like toxic masculinity in our world and really just like in religion. Oh my gosh. And I think the best scene was like all the gay NFL players that have ever been in the NFL all came together and that was cool. Okay. Everybody should watch that. I just think so.
Wait, did I miss it? What was the name of the show? I know you said The Bachelor.
Oh, sorry. The show is called Coming Out Colton.
Coming out, and then is it like a colon? Like coming
No.
out Colton?
No.
Okay.
It's just coming out Colton. Yeah, it's actually coming out Colton colonoscopy.
Which I mean would like kind of like and we've kept this pretty clean for the most part, so I actually want to keep it clean so that we can like actually post it on Facebook because that's how I get freaking views.
Oh, well then maybe you need to bleep my what the F's. Just bleep them.
That's a lot of F. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so do you think that's like I love that little extra tidbit there. I want to check that out as a gay man for sure. And the gay listeners in my community will also appreciate that, Hadley. Thank you.
Actually, I think it'd probably be best for
Wait, can I bring up something else too? I'll bring up something else random.
I was gonna say, I think it's probably better for like the straight people to watch. Just because I mean,
Oh yeah.
gay people already essentially, I don't think they would, it could be cool for anybody to watch at the end of the day. But I'm just saying, a straight person is probably going to learn more. Somebody who's gay is going to be like, duh.
Right. Totally. I just think it'll be cool for gay people to see themselves represented.
Totally.
You know,
What was
especially
your
like,
first
well, especially because a lot of the gay guys who don't want to come out are these like DL jocks who are like on the football team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also like people like Colton, which I've heard come up before. Definitely like, wait, what did they say? It was something along the lines of, oh, big deal, a white guy's coming out, you know?
What?
Like, oh, big deal, like a white guy's coming out. I don't know. I'm just saying that was like, wasn't there something about that too?
You might have seen that because you might be in more type of discussions, whether you're on Twitter or something. I don't know. But I guess at the end of the day, I think the big deal is that like he was on a show trying to date 30 women. He was in the NFL. Like it's just, I think it could really help a lot of people. And it talks like it talks about a lot. I think it could be really helpful.
Right. Oh, I didn't know he was like in the NFL too.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why it's all the people in the NFL ever that are gay. There's like this 80-year-old that's on it he wasn't openly gay when he was in the NFL, but he's always been gay. So like he was gay.
Yeah.
And he was amazing. And it's cool to see because I mean there was 5 of them essentially. That means 5 people who are out as well. There could be also be other
We're
people.
only 5 from the NFL.
I should look up my facts. Okay, we'll do a fact check, but that's the 5 people they brought, and like I think that was like what they could get, and this is a big show. So I mean,
Oh, okay. I like it. I'm excited. No, it's funny you say only straight people. Not you didn't say only straight people should watch it. You didn't say that. Only. But
only straight people.
it's funny because like I want to watch it now. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, last point. No, that was it for the points. Now we're doing the conclusion. Okay. Let's talk about gratitude. This last part is just like a little bit for gratitude. I am grateful to be here chatting to have the opportunity and safe space to chat, share feelings, post things on the internet, because like we would already be having this great conversation and discussion anyways. And so I'm just really grateful for that. What do you think about this space?
What I'm grateful for this space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I am grateful for, I love getting to spend time with you. This is honestly just fun. Like just to break the third wall, like, or whatever. Like, this is just fun. This is a good time. So even if this never goes up, I had a fun time, really.
Girl, we're here for the views, girl.
Okay, that's you though, but do you get my point? Like, I'm really
Um,
here. I'm here talking to you because it's fun.
Me too.
Like, there's just no way we ended up doing this for an hour, Jet.
This is for us. Yeah, no, when you're having fun, time flies by. Remember when mom would say that? And I'm like, well, I'm miserable in this fucking timeout. So that's probably why 5 minutes feels like 5 hours.
Yeah.
I want to give a huge shout out to everybody on Instagram who gave me that advice. Every single one of you are, oh my gosh, I'm like, I want to make sure I'm using my verbs right. I'm all like self-conscious. Every single one of you is, right? Every single one of you are
I don't know the rest of the sentences, so I can't help you out.
best friends in like Denver, my closest friends. Every single one of you, oh my God.
I don't know what you're
He don't know English. He don't know. Every single one of you is one of my best friends in Denver, Colorado. I love you all.
Oh, okay.
You mean so much to me. Did I say that correctly, Allie? Oh my gosh.
No,
I'm Googling this.
I thought you were trying to say every single viewer is your best friend. I was like, wow, you're really jumping onto something here. You're like, listen, every single person who clicks on this podcast, you are my best friend. Thank you.
Yes.
But you were talking about the Instagram, but that, yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I got nervous. It is.
Okay.
Allie, what did you think about the advice? Did, like, even though it wasn't necessarily for you, did any of it apply to your life?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like less about the advice, more the overall love, right? You needed people, they showed up for you, they care about you, and I think that's the sweetest part. Like, honestly, somebody could have wrote like poop chunks, and I'd be like, they wrote in, they wrote in to make you laugh, or like they wrote in, like people were showing up for you, and that's sweet.
I know. And the best part is like every single one of those people means so much to me. Really.
Poop chunks.
So Hadley, thanks for supporting me, because you would have been here talking to me anyways for gosh knows who knows how long. And it might not have been as productive of a conversation if it hadn't been for us making this podcast. So I'm really grateful that you made this podcast with me and that you're open to this, and having a sister who supports me emotionally, creatively, you go on walks with me, so physically, you'll physically be there for me all the ways. I love you. Thank you.
I love you. Thank you for inviting me onto this podcast. I had an amazing time.
Mm-hmm.
And to anybody who did click on and watch, even if it was for a minute, thank you for watching. That's really sweet of you.
We're going to finish off with our favorite quotes. So I'm going to say mine, and you can take it.
Still probably the only one I probably could say.
Okay, fine. Say it.
Don't let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
And who is that?
That was Hilary Duff in the Cinderella story.
And originally,
like Sam.
And originally it was Babe Ruth, but yeah.
Oh.
No, it's all good. No,
Hilary Duff, Babe Ruth. I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. Babe Ruth fans, don't come for me.
Don't come for us. We stand you, babe.
Love you, babe.
Okay.
Great things, Babe Ruth. I really don't remember. Okay, you go.
I'll give a quote. Can't say it's my favorite. I'll give you two. Okay. They're just song lines. I'm just like, fuck it. Okay. I'm a rich chick with some rich friends. If you ride with me, you're gonna ride with them. I'm a boss chick. I don't need help. I'm gonna ask them to buy it, but I could get it myself. Boom, Megan Thee Stallion. Okay, second one. Every day is a winding road. I get a little bit closer to feeling fine. Ah. Sheryl Crow.
It's better to feel pain than nothing at all.
Go off, sis. Go off, sis.
The opposite of love's indifference. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but essentially, I think that could apply to you, Jay. It's better to feel pain than nothing at all.
I'm gonna go get high now. Sorry, I can't deal with that. Go smoke some weed or something.
Like, I'm actually gonna go numb myself right now.
Bye-bye. I'm gonna shut you down right now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally open to that. And I'm grateful
I saw that on the Lumineers TikTok, so yeah.
What?
I just saw that on the Lumineers TikTok. That was their song, so yeah.
Are they trying to go viral on TikTok or something?
No, they went viral with their song, but they didn't have any part of it. So they were just like, wow, we're really grateful for everybody for singing our song. Thanks. It came out like years ago.
Aww.
The power of TikTok.
Power of TikTok. Yes. Hadley, where can they find you on socials?
I've never been asked that. Wow. I honestly believe that I think my username is like Hadley_Turner. Or just look up Hadley Turner. Like honestly, in your Google search, you'll probably find me. You'll find my old MySpace pics probably too. Like I'm scattered.
So
I've been on the internet since 2010.
You got a Facebook, you got an Instagram.
Don't add me on Facebook.
How about Instagram?
You can follow me on Instagram. Don't add me on Facebook. I'll be very weirded out, please.
Okay, how about, what do you have, Twitter?
Don't follow me there either. I don't really. TikTok, yeah.
What is the name?
I think my name. See? You said, what's your Facebook? I'm like, well.
Wait, I actually don't know my own TikTok either.
Okay. My TikTok is Hadley Turner. I could have saved us some time. Yeah, it's Hadley.
Dang.
Like literally just look up my name and you'll find me.
Love it. You can find me on Instagram at Jet is here, 2 T's. YouTube, just my name, Jet Turner. TikTok, Jet K Turner. And Twitter, Jet K Turner. Thank you all for watching. Hadley, thank you for being here. This is such a pleasure. I'm excited to get this podcast rolling and post it. So please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Bye.